I'm Haley and I'm 33.
I'm Max and I'm 31.
Clean.
6 years.
About the same, 6 years.
My struggle with drugs first began because of sexual abuse.
Mine, I would say boredom. I was like 16 when I started.
How old are you, Haley, when you started?
I was 12. So I would say like late teens, early adulthood was when I noticed it the worst because I just couldn't get it under control.
I would say when I was like 20 and above.
Younger.
I could not be a good mom. I didn't know how. I was too dependent on drugs, and it was really hard. It is a lot easier. Sometimes it's hard because he's a teenager now, so he can throw that in my face. But he doesn't do that too often. But it's a lot easier. When he would call me at all hours of the night, like 3 in the morning, just crying for me to come home. That was hard.
And then, Max, you have a son. What's his name?
His name is Aiden.
How old were you when he was born?
I was 19. The way I was still just a little boy, I couldn't be mature enough to play the father role. I was just a dad. I wasn't really a father. I wasn't doing the things that I was supposed to be doing. I was still, live kind of a double life, partying and not being there for him.
Well, for one, starting drugs at such a young age, I was always hanging out with older people. So all the people that I ever knew were older than me, and I knew them for all these years. So when I got clean, it was really hard to make new friends and to find people that do positive things in their life. As far as family, it was really hard to get sober and feel that guilt and knowing what I put my mom through, knowing what I would put my son through, what I put all the people that actually really do genuinely love me and care for me through. That was really hard.
Yeah, I would say the same. Like, just the people that you've heard, and then once you get clean, it's kind of hard. For them, it's kind of hard to trust you again. It seems because you have a vicious cycle, and they seem that cycle be continuous, keep happening again and again. Even though you would go to jail or the most extreme things would happen, you would go back to using or doing this and that, and it's just.
Goodness.
I remember being in jail, being told that I was going to go to prison, and so my son came to visit me, not by himself, but like my mom brought him to visit me. He told me that he didn't want me to be his mom anymore, and that was really hard.
Just the fact of starting over. You start to get older and older, and you see people around you dying. People that you hang out with, you see them dying, and you feel dumb. Oh, that's how I felt. You gotta get older. You don't have nothing. You kind of want to start doing things in life instead of just getting high every day and making getting high a career. You can do something else. And it just gets old. You get sick and tired of being sick and tired and just being useless.
It just really is hard to explain because you can see so many people dying, but yet the drug still has so much control over you, so it's hard to walk away. Mine was more emotional, I guess. Like I wanted so bad to just be a good mom. I wanted so bad to be able to do things in my life. I wanted to go on vacations with my family. I wanted to one day get married, and you can't do that when you're on drugs. It just doesn't work out like that.
Yeah, so you can't live a normal life. It just doesn't have a happy ending. You can't be a successful person while you're getting high. It's not. You don't see that, so yeah, you got to change that lifestyle if you want to become something.
The hardest thing for one, is getting past that guilt and like your self-esteem, because you beat yourself down so many times because of your drug use that it's really hard to build yourself up. Even still today, I really struggle with that. And then just, I never had a driver's license till I was 27. So when I finally decided to get clean, I had to learn to ride the bus. I had to do all these things. I had to learn how to get around without a driver's license, or even just getting a job. Getting a job is almost next to impossible when you're first getting clean if you have a criminal history, because a background check, nobody wants to hire you. They don't trust you.
I agree on the same thing, you know. It's just, it's hard, and then you train your brain so much that the hardness, that just something hard you can easily emotionally take away by numbing it. So that's what's kind of hard too. You start all over in life, and you really have to do, you know, you're in a world where almost everybody around you has a car, has this, has that, and you have nothing. And it kind of makes you feel like, you know, like you said, the guilt washed over you. You feel like a piece of crap, but at the same time, you know, you kind of feel good if you want to get through it. You know, you feel good, and you're happy you're still alive. But yeah, it's a lot of obstacles get in the way, and you gotta learn to just deal with them. That's the only thing. You know, deal with it and just keep going ahead. Like, you know, like if you do relapse, it's not the end of the world. That's a whole learning process. That's the process of recovery, in my opinion. Is a relapse. Just learn to get over it, make you stronger instead of kill you. Yeah, but that's just the hardest part. Get clean. Just emotions.
Yep, so that was my best friend Brittany. She actually died, I think it's been 5 years in April, so this last April. 6 years actually. But that was really hard because she was one of my best friends and we did everything together. She actually got clean for 2 years and then had one relapse and she died.
This is my best friend when we knew in high school. His name was Jordan Soto. We used to always hang out with him and skate, and he was such a badass skateboarder. He was the type of kid, you know, he was a dark skinned kid, you know, just like us. He was a really good skateboarder, and we all looked up to him. You know, all the chicks thought he was a cute kid. We always thought he was, you know, never gonna be the ones to go, because he was such a powerful image. It was him and this other kid we used to call Keith Wright. We used to all hang out back in the day, and seeing them it was a big effect. I mean, because it could happen. These are the type of kids that you would think will never die. They were the ones that always bite the bullet. The tough. They were so strong and so tough and so, you know, so powerful. They were good at everything they did. They were just badass, and you see them die, and it's just like, you know, this shit is real. It's not no bullshit. You know, this shit is real. Because you hear the way they die, and it can happen to anybody. Yeah, it makes you want to really think about it.
I feel like a lot of the time they just want to lock them up. I don't think they take treatment seriously. Like drug and alcohol treatment. There's not enough funding to help people that really need it. And I think also mental health is a huge issue in the substance abuse world, and I don't think that people take that very seriously either. It's like they just want to medicate them and throw them away, or medicate them and send them on their way instead of really helping them.
I think it's the funding. I think 100% it's the funding. There's no money. It's cheaper for somebody to get high than for somebody to be fixed and treated.
Yeah.
These fundings are so ridiculously over. It's like even like a person who has a job, who works 40 hours a week, paying that kind of funding would hurt them, because it's so high. That's almost ridiculous. It's cheaper to pay rent and have food in your fridge than to be treated, than to be fixing an addiction. And yeah, that's part of the main problems too. Like she said, the whole mental health has a big big play in addiction, and the people don't, just like she said, they don't see it. They kind of treat them like because the people with mental health, 90% of the time they're going to be indigent. They're not going to have jobs because they can't function in the world. So, they kind of just treat it like just like an overcrowded in jail. When it's overcrowded, they start shipping people out. I guess it seems like they do that with people with mental health and addiction. They just kind of try to kick them out and try to, just put a Band-Aid over a huge scar and tell them it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And say that they're fixed and this and that. Just because, the funding and everything else.
It takes a lot of work and dedication to be sober and to build a life. So basically and you know what? And a support system. Because a lot of people out there don't have the support system that we have. Like my family has always been super amazingly supportive, and a lot of people don't have that.
I think you just have to find the right person. I don't know, just find the right person, find the right spouse, and together you can overcome it. But like support system.
Getting in a relationship is not always the answer, but
yeah, a good support system, like you said, that's the only way.
And hard work and dedication, because there's still times, like I told you, I still struggle with self-esteem issues. There's still a lot of things that I struggle with, and I still need to seek help for it. But it's just putting in the work and not ever giving up. Yeah, no, I don't feel like it all would hurt us. I feel like I think our situation is really rare, because I was just 2 months sober when we met each other. They do recommend not getting into a relationship your first year of recovery. But I don't think I would have done it without him. We've never used together. All we know is this life.
Yeah, that's all we know together is the life of being responsible.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of push each other. Well, she did. She pushed me in all the right direction. Whenever she's down, I help lift her up. Whenever I'm down, she helps lift me up. That's the way it is. Kind of help each other through whatever.
That is so hard, because I know that my drug addiction and the way I am now and the things that I've went through have kind of molded me into the woman I am today. But I wouldn't want my son to ever go through what he went through. I would change that. So that's hard, because there's things that you would change, but there's things that I wouldn't be who I am today without it.
I wouldn't change it, just because I think all things happen for a reason. And, the reason why, I met her. Without my addiction, I wouldn't have met her. I wouldn't have done this or that. And it's just sometimes, God puts you in thorny places, but He saves you, You could be in a bunch of thorny bushes, and right next to you could be a big lake and a river. They'll put you in the thorny bushes, you might get poked a little bit here and there, but in the end you'll live another day.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think so.
I do.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm hoping that my oldest son doesn't take the same route that I did. I feel like he's because when he tells me things or talks to me about things, he's like, I don't ever want to go through what you went through, I don't ever want to be on drugs like you were on drugs. So I'm hoping that in that aspect it made him strong in that. He still has a long way to go. He's barely in high school, but I do feel like it's made them stronger as well.
Yeah, and I agree on that too. Actually, my son that doesn't live with me, he's 12 years old. Well, 4 years ago, his mom passed away from heroin addiction, and other drugs. I think it's made him, he's just seeing people die left and right. It's made him, I wouldn't wish it upon nobody, but it's made him into the man he's going to become. It's made him powerful. Made him realize that he probably don't ever want to touch that. things he's seen, you know.
I do. I feel like in that aspect it's helped me become a better mother, because now I know what to teach them, what not to be around, what not to do, what crowds, and I know they're always gonna encounter stuff like that throughout their life, but I can help them through that, a lot better than I think I would have been able to if I had never went through that. No. I think when I was growing up too, a lot of the things that happened to me as a child were swept under the rug. I think that a lot of things that happened back in the 80s and the 70s were not talked about, like sexual abuse or drug addiction even, just stuff like that. People didn't want to look bad. People didn't want the drama, I guess. I really don't know, but it was a lot of it was swept under the rug, and I think that this day and age, I think there's still things like that going on where people just sweep things under the rug, but I think a lot more things are being talked about, and people are coming forward, and people are able to work through things, and I don't think my mom had the tools at all. She was a single mom for a long time, so.
I think in my life experiences, I can see, I would know whether he was using or not, my son. Just because I know all the tools, I know all the symptoms, all the, this and that. And I don't think, it wasn't, my dad, he didn't have no knowledge of that. He had no control over me. He would ground me, tell me I'm grounded, but I would just escape out the window when he was asleep at 12, He goes to bed at 11, I'll escape out the window. Then I'll come back in by the time he wakes up and I'll be in bed. And him not knowing anything, and he had no knowledge of drugs. He never drank or smoked in his life. He was just straight LDS, and he never done none of that. So I mean that's what was bad with my mom and dad. They couldn't figure out any of it. They didn't know any of it. They were completely clueless. I could have, like a rock shard of meth right there, and if he wouldn't know what it was, he'd probably think it was salt. I could basically have anything right there, and he wouldn't know. And that's why, I guess that's why, I think that's why God put me through the whole process of addiction, just because I can, I'll be able to see my kids trying to use or do this and that,
I would say to love the addict, not enable them, just help them through it. You really can't know unless you know, I totally get that, because I work at a treatment center right now. I see a lot of parents that are like that. They just don't understand. I think the whole it's a disease or a choice thing comes into play, because I do agree that it's a choice, but I also agree that it is a disease. So I don't know. I would just say don't give up and just love them.
Yeah, I would agree with what you said. Kind of treat them as a human. They don't realize what those drugs can do to the brain. You get the brain so used to releasing that dopamine unnaturally that you mentally crave more. And it's a mental thing too. It's not like a physical. It's more mental than anything. Then you understand that their minds, that the mind of an addict is poisoned, and there's really nothing they can do about it, because they've already trained their brains to just have that numbing sensation just be the most easiest way out of anything. Then you gotta just try to understand.
Like for my son especially, like I just try to tell him like where it will lead you, what you don't want. Like there's just better things out there in life. There's things in life like that I've experienced that I never as an addict thought I was ever going to be able to experience. Like having another kid, ever getting married, I would just tell them, don't do it.
Every like every time I drive by a panhandler or this and that, you know, somebody not looking too good in life, I can tell them, hey, you want to do, you know, if you ever want to do drugs and this and that, you know, you want to be like that. He's 40 years old, no job, no driver's license. You know, I just remind him on whatever.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, just constantly remind him of how crappy your life can be if you do drugs, how unsuccessful you can be, how much time you're wasting. So I just basically, you know, just kind of remind him of it. Go, look, do you want a car when you're older? You want a driver's license, and you know you can't be doing drugs and expecting to be successful at the same time.
Yeah, I do feel like that sometimes. I'm super grateful for where I'm at, but sometimes I do get down on myself because I'm like, where could I be, you know, if none of that took place.
Yeah, I feel the same in a way. But like I said, I just think all things happen for a reason. Everything is timing. You know, if you let God, you know, let God do His part. I'm just like I believe in God and Jesus and the Bible and everything, you know. So I think, yeah. I mean, I could have done something, but I just think I'm not meant to do. I'm just meant to be who I am right now, you know, just a working family man.